So this is not you, this is you. So we had Monday, today is Wednesday, so here is the new one then.
What is today, the 25th? Yeah.
Yeah. So lecture number 6, I guess. I don't know why I pulled this up there. Can I pull this down here? Okay. So I think we all have learned so much this past few days. We have learned the technology. Probably you are better at it than I am, I'm sure. So that's Wednesday. 25th, you said?
Yep.
Yep. So number one, I'm asking you to work with the cheat sheet that I put up, which is 31, whatever it was, formula test 2. It's under file, so grab it right now if you have time, if you haven't seen it. So there's this code of honor that we're going to go by, that you will just use this cheat sheet and not the solved examples when you are taking a test or quiz. So not the solved examples. So you're not going to have examples from the lecture or on the test or the quiz. So you're not going to have that by the side to do this. And of course, you're not going to go to Symbolab. So at this point, you know, I'm just going to trust you. There's only so many things we can monitor from a distance. So there all this talk going on that there could be your tutor sitting down. Even if I'm seeing you on the camera, there could be another person who's sitting down who's not visible to me. Well, if you're going to go through that trouble, then you might as well learn from the tutor as well. That's what I'm going to say. So if you're going to pay somebody to take your test,
讲的话都没有这个
那个嘛 Internet X。
I think I'm going to mute everybody.
我跟你讲吧，一般都4万亿就上了，4万亿刺激。
No, can you hear me? Oh, great. Okay. So sorry about that, but this is the things I'm talking about. So instructions for the test or quiz will be in announcements. So wait for that, and that will happen sometime. So here is the question. I think that Aaron has posed, which is integral x over x squared. I lost my chat. So plus 4x plus 13 dx. I'll be okay there, Aaron? So just great. So I'm going to start with this one. I'm helping as all of you have that cheat sheet in front of you. So you are going to follow that flow chart, and we are going to say that degree of p of x is, and I'm just talking to you because this is your question. So degree of the numerator is what? Less than, greater than, equal to? Very good. So less than degree of q of x. So you know where you are in your flowchart. So the next question you ask yourself, oh, can this be factored? So q of x, which is x squared plus 4x plus 13. What about the factors? Well, you can't really factor it out. What do I mean by that? I would do a quick check. which is b squared minus 4ac, which in this case will be 16 minus 4 times 13 times 1, which comes to what? 13 times 4 is going to be, so this is 16, 12. Am I doing this correct? 52? So it's less than 0. That means what? You have imaginary roots. And that really tells us not real factors. If they're not real factors, not interested. So we are going to call it cannot be factor. So I'm just struggling to write here. So that means it tells us can't be factor. So this is an irreducible then. Now, Aaron, I'm just talking to you again. So you have done these two checklists, and maybe this is for all of you as well. So feel free. So you have checked the first thing. You have checked the second thing, and you have come to this that it can't be factored. So look at that flowchart and tell me, Aaron, what should the next thing be then? And what should we be doing? Looking at the two checklists, number 1 and number 2. Very good. Yes, and Aaron's response was complete the square, and we're going to complete the square. So here we go. So integral x over x squared plus 4x plus 13. So when you complete the square, I don't know, I'm just going to write it for you because you're asking this question. So to complete the square, middle out, half it. By middle out, I just mean the number, and square it. So in this case, 4 out, half it, 2, square it, which is 4 again. And now here is another bit of trickery, and see if you like that. So I'm going to say this is x squared plus 4x plus 4 plus 9 dx. So I'm just going to break that 13 up as 4 plus 9. Why do I need that 4? Because that completes the square. So I don't have to do that add subtracts anymore. So that's the other thing that you could look at. So I'm asking this to everyone, but I'm really talking to Aaron here. Are we okay there? So just, okay. So here we go then. So you have x over x plus 2 squared plus 3 dx. And my question to you, can you take it from here, or should we do it all the way? And that's for all of you. Should we just finish it? Okay, Nera, thank you for answering. So let's do it. So now we are here. So now this one, sorry, this should be a 9. I'm sorry, I'm ahead of myself. So now if you look in your flowchart, it not only says that you have to complete the square, then it also, you have to use trig sub. And that's what that flowchart is all about. So I'm talking about that flowchart. I'm hoping all of you are looking at it. So the flowchart said, I'm going back here, degree of p of x is less than degree of q of x. It can't be factored. Then the flowchart says, okay, complete the square and use trig sub. So we already completed the square, we finished this one, and we are at the part where we're going to use trig sub. So for trig sub, you are really going to match your denominator with the radical. And the radical I see there, which is close to it, is x squared plus a squared. So Aaron, a question for you again. When it was x squared plus a squared, what kind of, what trig sub did we use for this one? And Aaron, when you're ready, you can type the answer. Very good. So be more specific than that. So I'm going to write here, and you're going to tell me what shape right. So x equals what tan theta? Very good. So x equals a tan theta. I want to say to you that your x is really that x plus 2. So I'm just going to say, okay, for me, for my problem, this is going to be, so go ahead, Aaron, type it. So x plus 2 should be what? And go ahead, anybody who has the answer there? Very good, 3 tan theta. Russell, unmute yourself if you like, and go ahead and ask your question.
So we replaced the A with the. How did we get to the 3?
Okay, so I'm just going to say this, that when I said this looks like this, then in place of x, you had x plus 2 squared. And in place of a squared, it was 9.
Ah, all right.
Yeah. And that's where you get it from. And then we need to do 2 things. Number one, after we have that, then we want to know what this one looks like. So dx is going to be 3 secant square theta, d theta. So took care of that. X is going to be 3 tan theta minus 2. And I'm going to underline this. Remember, this is what you got to put in. And the last bit, which is the denominator itself, which is going to be, I'm going to write it here. So x plus 2 squared plus 9 is going to be 9 tan square theta plus 9. Remember, the algebra really doesn't change. And that is why you can write a program to do this, because it's very much Dorothy follow the yellow brick road, which means, okay, common factor